So Arnold had a blonde girlfriend, I got a blonde girlfriend. Arnold drank coffee, I started drinking coffee. If he had hash browns for breakfast and potatoes, I had potatoes for breakfast, whatever. So I trained with him 6 days a week, twice a day. I go, here's what the best in the world does, the very best in the world. I got small and weak, I got small and fat training twice a day, 6 days a week. I'm like, I'm depressed. Like, what do I do now? I did what Arnold did and I got small and fat. Recovery. I always believe in training hard, real stupid, brutal hard, and resting extremely hard as well. You gotta train hard, you gotta rest hard. People didn't understand. They never talked about that in the magazines in the 80s. All they talked about was training hard. People thought I did that every day. I would squat twice a month. Twice a month, at my very best, at my very strongest, that's all I squatted. Okay, that was my nervous system. Imagine doing 50 reps, with 405 pounds. I mean, your nervous system is fried. I'd leave the gym going, maybe in 10 days I might start thinking about squatting again, And same thing with Sergio Jr. He was used to squatting every 3 to 5 days, When we were squatting together and I was working with him, he's like 7, 8, 10 days going, Tom, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to go back and do it again because intensity, it's a key, but mostly for mesomorphic athletes. All you do is vary the volume and the frequency, the intensity, and the workload, those 4 things. But intensity for me was like, wow, that's what works. I don't mean just training to failure when you think failure is accomplished. I mean when God says failure is accomplished and you fight them all the way, okay? And I learned this in the UK last week. Some people believe that training to failure is when they want to stop. It's not when you want to stop, okay? So basically my message here is that I trained hard, but I rested very hard too. Recovery was essential. And I didn't care what everybody else said. Everybody else said, well, after 72 hours, you're going to lose muscle. Right, sure, fine, whatever. I don't care what science says. It's just what I say. I'm not ready to go back to the squat rack yet. But intensity, frequency, workload, and volume, those are the 4 things you can adjust. I've thrived on high intensity. Volume was sort of creeping up, but I had to bring it down. I couldn't have that much volume with that much intensity. Frequency, forget it, way down. Frequency, how often I trained was very low. Workload, real high. Okay, so I was sort of halfway like Menzer, halfway like Arnold. Furthermore, I should tell you the story. When I first went to California, I thought whatever Arnold does, I'm going to do. Okay, that's what I have to. That's why I went to study with the masters. So Arnold had a blonde girlfriend. I got a blonde girlfriend. Arnold drank coffee. I started drinking coffee. If he had hash browns for breakfast and potatoes, I had potatoes for breakfast, whatever. So I trained with him 6 days a week, twice a day. I go, here's what the best in the world does, the very best in the world. I have the opportunity to train the best in the world. I got small and weak. I got small and fat training twice a day, 6 days a week. I'm like, I'm depressed. Like, what do I do now? I did what Arnold did and I got small and fat. So I wandered off, I took 3 weeks off. And I'm new to Gold's Gym. Joe Gold's bugging me to pay membership, and I don't have any money, okay? Joe Gold's like, you gotta pay for membership pretty soon, Tom. I'm like, I don't have any money yet, Joe. Can you wait till after the Mr. Universe? He goes, okay. Thank God. I was able to sell myself and my intention. I gotta be here, Joe. I have to be here. Okay, Platts. Okay, you're okay. You gotta pay me back eventually, though. But I realized after taking 3 weeks off and being depressed because I could not keep up with Arnold, I go, I gotta figure something out. I gotta figure out, this is a problem. The solution must be here somewhere. I just don't know what it is. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should quit? Nah, I can't quit. I can't go back home. I go back home, be a champion that never made it, okay? So I went back to the gym after 3 weeks off, and I'm bigger and I'm stronger. I'm picking the big dumbbells, 180-pound dumbbells back in the 90 kilogram dumbbells. I realized I can't train 6 days a week, twice a day. I can train 3 and 4 days a week. That's the secret for me. Mesomorphic people can't train as often, can't have the frequency. I can't handle the frequency. Arnold could. A lean, tall person can do more frequency, okay, to put it in simple terms. So I realized that. So to answer your question, I assessed some of the variables through my depression And the depression, the anxiety, the confusion gave me the answers. Okay? I hope I answered your question. Okay? But the answers always come. And I'm always looking for the answers, you know. And my wife always says, if God made it, I have no idea. If man made it, I can figure it out. This is what my wife says, and she does. That's the way I look at frequency, intensity, workload, volume, and recovery. You got to recover. And everybody's going to tell you their version of recovery. The more intense you train, the more recovery you have to have. And that's been my friend. That voice was inside me that said, don't do it everybody else's way. I followed that voice most of the time. And Arnold taught me that again. Arnold said, make your own rules up. And it worked out. It worked out, listening to that voice within. But you have to be quiet to get that. You have to be real quiet and go through depression to get there. If you don't go through depression and not understanding, you'll never get there. That's part of the process. I trained everything like my legs. Okay, I trained everything high reps. I remember doing T-bar rows for 100 reps. 100 rep T-bar rows. I couldn't do it right away. I had to work up to it. We squatted for body weight for 10 minutes one time. I'll never do that again. It was too much. It was too intense. But everything I did, and I became known for legs. I mean, we were doing some pretty crazy stuff upper body-wise. I remember doing, 180-pound or 90-kilogram dumbbells, 10, 12 reps in the incline dumbbell press. I mean, the weight was important for me for chest or legs, high volume, high intensity, high workload, high intensity. For arms, it was never about high workload. I think a 35-pound, 40-pound dumbbell was all it took. Finesse. And I watched Arnold all those years when I was early in Santa Monica, and I'm thinking, I never saw him go over a 40-pound dumbbell. Some of the greatest arms I've ever seen. And I would come into the gym early in the morning when nobody's watching. Because I'm like a young pro now. I can't go in the gym and handle 15-pound dumbbells. People are going to take pictures of this, and I can't. I'm embarrassed. So I'd go in the gym with a 15-pound dumbbell and teach myself how to do reps and the importance of supination and pronation. So I realized for arms, it wasn't about the weight, how much volume or how much workload. It was about the intensity. I would do 10-minute sets, things like that, things I was able to conjure up that worked for me. But every body part, I gave it that much attention. It wasn't just my legs or just the squats or just the hack squats. I couldn't do 1 hour sets like Zane did. I did about 25 or 30 reps and I was done. Okay, but I did other things. But I remember everything that I did had the same approach, the same concept, to where I'd go into the gym and look for the feeling. I'd go after the feeling.